Hello and welcome back to the coolest channel on the planet. Here we are again. So I look like this because I thought I look like this because I thought it would be a great idea to chat to you guys about.
Sure.
Am I a waiter? Oh shit. Boss man.
What?
How would a dancer pose? I don't know.
Yeah.
Interviewing. I actually come from a recruitment background, so I have a little bit of insight into how these things work. And there are a lot of people who have actually lost their jobs recently, either by being retrenched or by their business going under, or some other, maybe you're in sales or So I thought that today I could share some tips with you guys. I actually wrote an article on this a little while ago, and yeah, this is basically it summarized. So obviously, in order for you to get a new job, you need to go out there and go and have some interviews. Because it's lockdown, a lot of companies actually stopped hiring, but those who are still hiring are doing it remotely. So chances are that your interview is going to be a video interview or a video call. Or for most people in the technical space, or a lot of companies in the technical space have already moved to a digital form of interviewing, such as using things like Skype or Zoom or Google Hangouts. I mean, gone is the era of you trying to squeeze into your dad's dusty old wedding suit and going for a face-to-face interview. We are living in an iterative world, and most of our interviews have moved to a digital space, such as Zoom. I used to work in recruitment, and a lot of my clients that I used to work with used to do video interviews. Now, the failure rate of these video interviews were absolutely shocking. And the reason why is that people just didn't prepare for them or didn't prepare in the right way. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna work out. So, how can you prepare for a video interview? Always make sure that you triple check your interview time. This is very important. A lot of interviews can be happening across time zones, so you actually want to make sure that you have the correct time and not the time that is the other people's time, because that's actually happened to me, believe it or not, and that is very embarrassing as a recruiter, having set up an interview and then the client and the candidate expect two different times.
Oh well, okay.
It's very embarrassing when your candidate pitches for an interview and the client doesn't, but then it actually turns out you made a mistake with the time zone and both the candidate and the client were right and you were the one that was wrong. So make sure, if you're a candidate going for an interview, that you double check the time zone. Make sure that you download the correct software a day before the interview. This only ensures that you know how the software works, that you don't stress out about it on the day. It's also important to know that you have the correct software and that you know how to use it and that it's actually working on your computer or your device. Being prepared really sets you up for success. I would definitely suggest wearing headphones or earplugs, earphones, just because it makes it easier for you to hear the other person. It cuts out a lot of background noise and it'll just ensure for a smoother process. Then, guys, please use a laptop or a computer, just because nobody wants to see up your nose or only half your forehead or the ceiling while you're busy interviewing. It just comes across a lot more professional, and you are able to be on sort of like an eye level with your interviewer. It makes it a lot more personable. Also remember to look at the camera and not at yourself. Look at the camera. Choose a good location. Good lighting so that you can show off your cheekbones. Check. A strong internet connection. Check. Privacy, check. No background noise, check. That makes for a great environment. It could be a private meeting room, maybe at home, or maybe like a quiet back area of a cafe. Do your homework. Guys, this step is so very important. The company is not only interviewing you for a position with them, but you're also interviewing for a company that will be a good fit. It really does go both ways, and you have to be prepared when you go in there. You need to know what the company is actually doing, like what is their business, what product are they developing, what products are they selling. Know what your company does before you go and interview with them. I would suggest, if you have the interviewer's name, go and check out that guy's profile or girl's profile on LinkedIn. So if you don't have the interviewer's profile, go check out other people who are already working for them in the position that you're about to interview for. Go to their website, make sure that you read the job description if you have one. Focus on the skills that are on the job description if they have one. Else focus on your own CV and actually just brush up on the things that are on your CV to make sure that if there are any technical questions, you are prepared for them. Dress appropriately. I know it's only a video call, but yes, that does mean you still have to wear pants. It's really important to dress appropriately for your interview. I know a lot of software engineers these days don't go to work in suits or anything like that, but looking neat and tidy really just makes a good impression. And not only that, if you're dressed in your best power suit, you're gonna feel powerful, you're gonna be more comfortable, you're gonna be more confident, and that also gives off a really good vibe. I mean, my confidence has just gone from a 3 to an 8 wearing this tie alone. Always remember to prepare questions. Guys, questions are extremely important. It shows that you're interested in the company, and it also shows that you were listening throughout the interview process. So I would actually go into the interview with like 3 or 4 prepared questions, because a lot of the time those questions are already answered throughout the interview process, but also try and pick up 1 or 2 questions about the company, maybe about the interviewer himself, about the position, about the technology stack. There are so many things you can ask. Don't be afraid. Just remember, you're also interviewing them as a suitable match. So the day before interview, I would suggest you be like prepped already. Go to bed early, sleep, take a moment, relax, perhaps meditate a little bit the morning beforehand, just so that you're calm and ready to take things on. Recheck your internet connection. A weak internet connection can really just interrupt the flow of your interview process, and that can sometimes throw you off your game. Remember that this is a stressful situation and you want it to go as smoothly as possible to give you the optimum results, and so that you can perform at your optimum levels. It really can throw you off your game. Turn off all the notifications on your phone. In fact, don't even take your phone into the interview with you. If you're constantly diverting your eyes, looking at something else, the interviewer is going to think that you are not interested. It creates a perception of disinterest, and that actually comes down to being disrespectful. Last but not least, I mean, you've prepped for this thing. Now you can only control what you can control, and that is interviewing like a champ. Remember to hold yourself upright, Pull in your tummy, pull in your bum, push back those shoulders, take a deep breath beforehand, speak slowly, clearly and concisely. Make sure that your answers to their questions show enthusiasm, initiative and logic. make good eye contact. Remember to make good eye contact, guys. Eyes on the prize. And right at the end, last impressions can be just as good as first impressions. So, if you're interested in the position, show your interest. And thank your interviewer for their time. You can only control the controllable, and doing that is going to be setting you up for success.